Once upon a time, in a remote corner of the world where the golden rays of the sun first touched the endless green fields and where the muddy trails still carried the innocent footprints of children chasing kites, there lived a humble village boy named Arjun, whose life was a simple mix of struggles, hopes, and dreams too big for the tiny clay house he called home. And although poverty was his daily companion, his heart carried a wealth far greater than any material treasure: kindness, courage, and an unwavering spirit. Arjun's days began before dawn, when he would run barefoot across the fields to fetch water from the river, feed the few cows his family owned, and then help his mother prepare simple meals of rice and lentils, for his father had long fallen ill and it was Arjun's shoulders that bore the weight of survival. Yet never once did he complain, never once did he let despair harden his smile, for deep within, he believed that destiny had written something extraordinary for him, something beyond the ordinary life of tilling fields and mending roofs, and little did he know that his belief was about to be tested in a way he could never imagine. It was on a humid afternoon, when the monsoon clouds rolled like dark giants above the forest, that fate brought him face to face with an event that would change his life forever, for as he wandered near the marshland, searching for firewood to bring home, he heard a scream, sharp, desperate, like the cry of a bird trapped in a storm, and his instinct pulled him toward the sound, his legs racing through the thick grass until his eyes caught the sight of a young girl sinking helplessly in quicksand, her hands flailing as panic stole her breath, her face pale with terror, her eyes wide, silently begging for a miracle. And though most would have frozen in fear, Arjun did not. His heart hammered against his ribs, but courage surged through his veins, and he grabbed a sturdy branch from the ground, pushing it toward her with steady determination, shouting at her to hold on with all her strength. And though the mud sucked her deeper with every second, though her voice broke as tears rolled down her cheeks, she clutched the branch, and Arjun pulled with everything he had, muscles trembling, sweat streaming, the earth beneath him threatening to crumble, but he refused to give up, and after what felt like eternity, with one final roar of effort, he dragged her free, both of them collapsing onto the ground, gasping for air, their bodies covered in mud, but alive, alive against all odds. The girl, trembling and shaken, looked at Arjun with disbelief, as though she could not understand why a stranger, a poor barefoot boy with nothing to his name, would risk his life to save hers. But Arjun only smiled faintly, offering her a small pouch of water he carried, speaking gently, asking if she was hurt, and though she shook her head, words failed her, for her heart was pounding with gratitude and guilt, for she was not just any girl, she was the only daughter of one of the world's most powerful billionaires, a girl who had been sent to the countryside against her will, hidden away from the noise of the city and the threats her family faced. Yet she could not reveal her identity, not yet, for fear of danger and mistrust, so she simply whispered her name, Anaya, without titles, without wealth, without the golden cage she had always lived in, and Arjun accepted it without question, for to him she was just a person who needed help, not a symbol of riches. And from that moment, something invisible bound them together, a spark of destiny, a story too big to remain hidden. As the days passed after that fateful rescue, Anaya found excuses to meet Arjun again, sometimes pretending she had lost her way, other times simply sitting near the river where he came to fetch water, and though their worlds were galaxies apart, they found comfort in each other's company, talking about simple things. About the stars, the rain, the sound of the flute Arjun played at dusk, and though Arjun never confessed it, he felt something strange stirring in his chest, something he had never known before, a quiet warmth whenever she smiled, a strength whenever she encouraged him. And though Anaya's heart, too, felt the same, she carried the heavy secret of her true identity, afraid that the revelation might shatter the purity of their bond. But destiny is never silent for long, and whispers of truth have a way of finding ears, for in the nearby town, news began to spread of the billionaire's daughter who had gone missing, and while Arjun had no access to such news, the whispers reached Anaya, and she knew that her time in the village was running short, that her father's men were searching, that the world she had run from was coming closer each day, and she was torn between gratitude and fear, between the simple life she had tasted with Arjun and the glittering cage that awaited her return. Yet no matter the storm gathering on the horizon, one truth had already been written in their hearts, that a poor village boy had risked his life to save a girl from the jaws of death, and in doing so, had unknowingly saved her soul too. And though neither of them said it aloud, both knew that this was only the beginning of a story far greater than themselves. And dear viewer, if you too believe in the power of kindness, courage, and destiny, if you want to know what happens when truth collides with secrets, when a boy with nothing discovers he has everything that matters, then stay with us, keep watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because the journey has only just begun and Chapter 2 will reveal twists and emotions you will never forget.